Welcome back to Talking Story. Sometimes you want to just break up your month with a little bit of a different flavor read, a little bit of a change-up pitch to your reading schedule. If you're doing some big chonkers, you want something a little shorter. If it's been epic fantasy, maybe you want to go sci-fi. If it's been sci-fi, you want to go a little bit of a horror feel. Sometimes you just want that different flavor. I call it a palate cleanser read, and I've got a spot coming up. I'm starting to put April together because we're getting through March here pretty quickly. I'm starting to put my April stack together, and I've got a slot open for a palate cleanser read, and I want all of you to pick it for me. I've got 5 possibilities here. We're going to go through them, and then in the comments, hit me up with which one you think you want me to read as a palate cleanser read for April. We're going to vote as they come in. We're going to tally all these up, and I'll let you guys know probably the last weekly reader of this month, what won? Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah, that works out pretty well.
Yeah. So last weekly reader, we'll let everyone know what the palate cleanser for April is going to be. And let's just get right to it. This would be a great palate cleanser read. I think I ordered this in with some Christmas gift card money. The Dead Take the A Train by Richard Kadri and Cassandra Caw. Let me just throw the cheaters on here and give you an idea. If you don't know kind of what it's about, Julie spat a spell so filthy it leaked black ichor over her chin, her jaw. Well, that's not what. That's a bit of the. That's actually from the book, I think. Here, let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this way. Should we edit that, or is that's just me?
No, it makes you look weird, so I'm keeping that in.
Yeah, okay. That's the way we roll. That's the way he rolls here. Okay, so this is kind of an idea of what this one's about. Julie's a coked up, burnt out 30-year-old whose only retirement plan is dying early. Well, that's a downer.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, she's been trying to establish herself in the NYC magic scene, and she'll work the most gruesome gigs, exorcise the nastiest demons, and make deals with the cruelest gods to claw her way to the top. But nothing can prepare her for the toughest job yet when her best friend Sarah shows up at her door in need of help. Keeping Sarah safe becomes top priority. Julie is desperate for a quick fix to break the dead-end grind and save her friend, but her power grab sets off a deadly chain of events that puts Sarah and the entire world directly in the path of annihilation. This is the first adventure in the Carrion City duology, so there's going to be a follow-up. So maybe we need to get this read. It's up to you. Is this the pick? Sounds like kind of an urban fantasy horror feel. Richard Kadri, I know, is going to hold no punches. He writes the Sandman Slam. I'm not familiar with who's co-authoring Cassandra Caw, but if this is it, I love the cover. If this is it, hit me up. Dead Take the A Train. Option number 1. Option number 2. This author, Christopher Farnsworth, won my best October spooky season read stack this past year in 2023. So I grabbed another one of his books. This is called The Eternal World by Christopher Farnsworth. Let's crack this bad boy open and see what we could be getting into here. What option 2 could be. 500 years ago, a group of Spanish conquistadors searching for gold, led by a young and brilliant commander named Simón de Oliveras de Sexes, land in the New World. What they find in the sunny and humid swamps of this uncharted land is a treasure far more valuable, the Fountain of Youth. The Spaniards slaughter the water clan of the Yuzita, the Native American tribe that guards the precious liquid that will keep the conquistadors young for centuries. But one of them escapes. Shako, the chief's fierce and beautiful daughter who swears to avenge her people, a blood oath that spans more than 5 centuries. When the source of the fountain is destroyed in our own time, the loss threatens Simon and his men and the powerful, shadowy empire of wealth and influence they have built. For help, they turn to David Robinson, a scientific prodigy who believes he is on the verge of the greatest medical breakthrough of all time. But as the centuries-old war between Shako and Simon reaches its final stages, David makes a horrifying discovery about his employers and the mysterious and exotic woman he loves. Now the scientist must decide, is he a pawn in a game of immortals, or will he be its only winner? What do you think? Techno
Sounds
action
cool to me.
adventure, techno thriller kind of.
There's a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on for like a one book flap. There's a lot going on. That Could be a great change up. Sounds like action, adventure, thriller, techno. Option 2, Eternal World by Christopher Farnsworth.
That's a lot of different things you just named.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to pin that one down. That's all over the board for me on that. Okay. Historical fantasy too?
Historical, techno, thriller. What were all the words you said?
Yeah, his action adventure, historical techno thriller. I mean, this could be a great change up read because it's got everything. Okay. My man, Grady Hendrix. Never go wrong with Grady Hendrix. Got some laughs, got some thrills, got some spooks. If you got a heavy month of epic fantasy or fantasy, urban fantasy, cozy fantasy, and you want something different, Grady Hendrix can be just the ticket. This is his How to Sell a Haunted House. I have yet to read this one. Option number 3. When Louise finds out that her parents have died, she dreads going home. She doesn't want to leave her daughter
Why do you
with her
sound so happy when you say it?
Right? She dreads going home. She doesn't want to deal with her family's home, stuffed to the rafters with the remnants of her father's academic career and her mother's lifelong obsession with puppets and dolls. Ew. I wouldn't want to go to that home either. That's creepy. The eyes that follow you around. She doesn't want to learn how to live without the two people who knew and loved her best in the world. Most of all, she doesn't want to deal with her brother, Mark, who never left their hometown, gets fired from one job after another, and resents her success. Unfortunately, she'll need his help to get the house ready for sale because it'll take more than some new paint on the walls and clearing out a lifetime of memories to get this place on the market. But some houses don't want to be sold, and Louise and Mark's home has other plans for both of them.
Sounds like Mark sucks.
Mark does not sound like a great guy.
No.
But that sounds real. I like that.
Well, you do love Grady Hendrix.
I do love Grady Hendrix. If we go well on this, you're right up my comfort zone. If we go with this one, I have not ever disliked a book from Grady Hendrix. I got favorites, some I like more than others, but he's the goods, man. Absolutely love me some Grady Hendrix. We got 2 more left to go. This, N.K. Jemisin, The World We Make. This is part 2 of her duology, kind of a cosmic horror feel. I have read the first one and absolutely really dug it. It was
You read that first one a while ago, though.
Yeah, I haven't got back to finishing it.
Are you gonna remember everything?
Yeah, I think I got a good chunk of it up there.
Okay.
My mind's like a steel trap.
I didn't say anything.
Because you don't believe it. That's why.
No,
I live in ever-present danger.
I just want to make
my head off at the neck.
I just want to make sure you're in your comfort zone and you can remember things.
I'm pretty sure.
I might have to make some calls if you don't.
Warm up the phone. You could probably make some. But I could finish up this duology. It was a really fresh take on cosmic horror. I really enjoyed the first one. All is not well in the city that never sleeps, even though the avatars of New York City have temporarily managed to stop the woman in white from invading and destroying the entire universe in the process. The mysterious capital E enemy has more subtle powers at her disposal, a new candidate for mayor wielding the populist rhetoric of gentrification, xenophobia, and law and order may have what it takes to change the very nature of New York City itself. In order to defeat him and the enemy who holds his purse strings, the avatars will have to join together with the other great cities or risk their entire universe collapsing.
Those are not small stakes.
Those are not small stakes. Book 2, I would love it if you guys picked this one because I haven't finished up this duology yet, and I really like the first book, and I enjoy N.K. Jemisin always. Some more than others, but
you did a review of the first one, right?
I don't think I did. I read it long before we started the channel. I probably did a review to you. It was probably one of those ones I chased you around the house to tell you all about and drove you insane.
That sounds familiar. Maybe that's what happened.
It made you build me a channel?
Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, I think that was it. That sounds familiar.
That does sound familiar.
Option number 5, Jacob and I just went to a trip to some bookstores, and we grabbed this at a used bookstore. Josiah Bancroft, he's an author I have never read. I want to get in on loving him as much as some other people that I listen to and watch. I have the first book of Sinlin of Sins, but that's a big time commitment. This kind of is short, could be a nice palate cleanser read. Is option number 5. What do you think? Let's take a look. The Hexologist, Isolde and Warren Wilby are quite accustomed to helping desperate clients with the bugbears of city life. Aided by hexes and a bag of charmed relics, the Wilbys are well acquainted with the weird, and they never shy away from a challenging case. But when they are approached by the royal secretary and told the king pleads to be baked into a cake, going so far as to wedge himself inside a lit oven, the Wilbys soon find themselves embroiled in a mystery that could very well see the nation turned on its head. Their effort to expose a royal secret buried under 40 years of lies brings them nose to nose with a violent anti-royalist gang, avarice, ghouls, alchemists who draw their power from a hell-like dimension, and a bookish dragon who only occasionally eats people, armed with a love toughened by adversity and a stick of chalk that can conjure light from the darkness. Is and Warren Wilby are ready for a case that will wrest every spell, skill, and odd magical artifact in their considerable bag of tricks.
That sounds pretty fun.
That sounds like an urban fantasy wild romp craziness would be a great change of pace.
And that's not a series, right? That's just
I
one?
think this is a series.
Oh, it is
this
a series.
This is book 1.
Okay.
I think he's going to do more in this series.
I see.
Just like, what was the other one? There was Dead Take to A-Train, I think is going to have a second one as well. But that doesn't scare me, They're not massive series with 15, 12 books or something like that. So
No, as long as it's not another Cosmere, then you're fine.
We're not getting into another one of those. These would be quick hit palate cleansers. What do you think? Option number 1, Dead Take the A-Train by Richard Kadri and Cassandra Kaw. Or option number 2, I can wrap up the duology by N.K. Jemisin with The World We Make. Or option number 3, one of my faves, Grady Hendrix. I have not read this latest one yet, How to Sell a Haunted House. Or option number 4, Christopher Farnsworth, The Eternal World. He was my favorite read for spooky season. It sounds like everything in the kitchen sink is in this one book. He's a screenwriter. His stuff is always fast-paced. It'll read probably in a day or two if it's like his other things. And option number 5, The Hexologist by Josiah Bancroft. Sounds like a wild romp and a lot of fun urban fantasy. And he's an author that I absolutely want to try and have not got to yet. Here we go. Take it all in and vote for what you think my best palate cleanser read for the month of April should be. Hit me up in the comments. We love comments.
I mean, yeah.
We love comments. Hit us up in the comments. Put your vote in. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know a great palate cleanser read that I'm not considering here. But absolutely, let me know your vote so I can slip this into the April stack. And while you're down there voting, hey, that little Fonzie thumbs up. Hit that bad boy. It helps us do everything. It helps us reach more people. Helps us reach new people. And if you are one of those new people, maybe you just stumbled across this and you're going to, you know what, this crazy person, I'm going to vote for what he reads. Why not? And you're down there making a comment. You know what? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is so easy. It takes no time at all. Like that. It's done. It's over with. And it feels good.
It does feel good.
It feels good when you do it. Ooh, gave me a tingle. Feels good when you hit that button.
I didn't like the way you said that.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Maybe I should take that back. But it does feel good. That way you can come back and vote for more stuff and hang out with us more in the future. So I can't wait to see what you guys choose for me. You chose my birthday read last year and got me into the Warlord Chronicles by Bernard Cornwell, and I will never be able to thank you enough for that. Now that sits on one of my favorites list. Here we go. Is it going to be another favorite? Will it be my read of the month for April? Wouldn't that be something?
It could be. It could. If that does happen, can I show you with another Nerf dart? In a video that you're not aware of when it will happen?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you. We look forward to seeing what wins. My name is John Minton. That is Jacob Minton. And this has been talking story.
Did you think I was going to say it for you?
Yeah, you were leaning into the mic there.
I was just getting more comfortable.
Were you just adjusting the hemorrhoid?
Yeah, that was what it was.
Yeah, I figured.
Talking story.